Hey, everybody. It is PAX West Monday. And
Today, Day is Labor Day.
today, birthday is Labor Day. And I am Dolly Domofsky, not at PAX, but
Hmm?
someone who is at PAX, the one, the
Well,
only,
well,
was
yeah,
the one, the only JJ Holder.
yeah, man. Back from PAX.
Back from.
Another year, another PAX West, all alone. You sons of bitches.
Another year older, another year lonelier. Well, hopefully we'll get out there next year. I want to get before we dive into some of the games because we do have our Team Choice Awards that you're going to go over.
Yeah, yeah,
Before we get
yeah.
into those, I wanted to ask you just a couple questions just about PAX West this year. I got
Okay,
hair all
okay,
over the place.
yeah. That's where I was hoping that we would start
Yeah.
things off, anyways.
Um, First and foremost, uh, it seemed like it was a return to form ish for PAX this year, at least scale wise. Okay, I mean, how does that? I mean,
I mean,
what do you think?
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It was definitely one of the better packs is in a few years out here west,
Okay.
particularly like definitely compared to the last couple of years post
Sure.
pandemic packs. um
So it's really making its way back up right now, is what it sounds like.
yeah, because like uh you even had a couple of AAA developers there.
Hmm.
So it wasn't just, I mean, like, still no Microsoft or Sony, and it's unclear if they're ever gonna
Make the
come
trek
back,
back.
make the
Yeah.
trek back. Like Microsoft, maybe, since once they kind of get back on their, I don't know, feet again. I don't know how to put that. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Let's make this larger.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. There's the Larian
What's
booth.
up?
That's the Larian booth when I first got there. Uh,
Happy birthday to Exaggeramoose.
yeah,
Turns turned 57 today.
yeah. Just never doesn't look a day over 72.
So that's the
Uh,
Larian booth right there.
That's
Look
the
at that.
Larian booth. This is Friday. Friday was very quiet. It was nice.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, Larian was there showing off the PS5 build of Baldur's Gate 3, and
Okay.
also
Oh
like,
wow. All right. Cool. Cool.
and also like, they were showing off, like, Divinity. Like, people were sitting there playing tabletop
That's cool.
Baldur's Gate stuff. It was cool. It was cool to see them just kind of
That's
leaning
awesome.
into a lot of that stuff. Me with the giant Pikachu.
Look at that. Look at you go with the
Yeah,
ginormous Pikachu.
yeah, that was sort of their, like, tent, like, not tent, like, meeting place. Like, okay, you're gonna want to, the queue
Sure.
room is going to be near the giant inflatable Pikachu.
Wait, ready? It's the Pikaiju.
There you
Thank you,
go.
everybody. Thank
Nailed it.
you.
Nailed it. Um I don't even know what's next anymore. Oh yeah, this was cool. So they had the Nintendo Museum there,
Hmm.
a
Oh,
Nintendo
that.
Power Museum.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a lot of pictures of it because I wasn't entirely sure if you're supposed to take pictures in there. It's
Yeah.
a museum, and they didn't say
Yeah.
one way or another, but I didn't see anyone else taking pictures, so I snuck a couple. Um, uh, yeah, man, a couple of times. They had two
Hmm.
different giant Pikachu's. Um, I,
So yeah,
I took a
this
picture.
are
I
these
took a
like.
picture of this. This is the original, like, envelope
Wow.
art that they had gotten
Can
from,
you zoom
like,
in a little bit on these? Hit that
uh
plus button.
let's hit this plus button.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
Oh, look at that.
yeah, this is like the original, like, and they had it next to the pages in there. It was wild to see it. Like, you're used to seeing it in the magazine, but to actually see the original envelope
So
was cool. That somebody
I
that
loved.
clearly they were kept, like, Nintendo, like the publishers of the magazine kept the art. It's sick.
What I loved this aspect of gaming magazines, especially Nintendo
Yeah,
Power. I
yeah.
remember seeing that one on the far right, the Dragon Quest one. I remember, sorry, the Chrono Trigger one.
Chrono Trigger one.
I
Yeah, no, that
I
was what
totally remember that one.
it
Um,
was so funny, because that's when I noticed that that's what this particular frame
yeah,
was, because
yeah,
I recognized that particular
yep,
envelope art. I just,
yep.
like, I don't know why, like,
the killer instinct. That's one that was funny. But
Yeah.
what is actually is kind of interesting is that the addresses are still on some of these.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, they did a pretty good job at because it didn't because like the return addresses are usually on the back.
yeah.
It's actually the address just to Nintendo in there. I think like you could see like
No, there were a couple that had the return address on up front
yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
noticed there. But
Yeah.
so what I did
Like
was,
right here. They got
yeah.
this one right
So you
here.
posted this in our Discord,
Yeah.
and I went right away. I'm like, hey, this guy's from Michigan. I'm gonna see if this person still lives in the area. So I did a little bit of Facebooking, and lo and behold, the person is still in the area. Apparently, still as big a geek as ever, with a lovely family. So yeah, this is cool. This is something
That's
that
funny. That's
I
cute.
love that Nintendo kept these, and that
Yeah. And they
yeah.
had like because like almost everything was like they had the original artwork from
Hmm.
covers and stuff. And actually, one of my favorites is going to be the next picture, where these are the
Oh
clay.
man,
These are the original clay fucking models from the
that
cover
is
art.
badass.
I was blown away. I remember these are from like these shoes are from like track and field
Oh my
cover that they
god.
did or something. Like it was flabbergasting to see these.
That is so awesome that they kept these two.
Yeah, like and you know, like look at that Wiley. That's
Yeah.
actually in pretty good shape
Yeah.
for something that is about as old as me at this point. Like you know, a lot
God,
of
you
these
make
are
me feel old.
yeah,
Shit.
yeah. These definitely some of these have held up better than me. So yeah, it was
Poor Mega Man's
flabbergasting.
hunched over and on
Yeah.
the surfboard there.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a perspective
Yep.
drop painting anyways, so it looks like shit there, but like on the cover, um, you know, and there's the Mario
So awesome.
3. Yeah.
Yep.
What do I got next here? I
God,
don't even
so
know
cool.
anymore. Oh, this is the Fay Farm booth.
Fay Farm.
This was one of the ones that I there's another Fay Farm one later in here too. This is one of the ones I posted in the Discord because I thought like it was super cute that like big booths are back. Like
Mhm.
they went all in with this sort of fairy tale farm aesthetic this
Yeah.
time around. Like you could see, it's like these are real wood like trellises and things that they got going on, and like whiskey barrels, and like there's like a fake
Mhm.
fire in the middle. It's up front here you got a Square Enix event team guy. Look at
Uh-oh.
that.
What's
He's
interesting is that
sabotaging. Oh,
you know,
here's this one. Here,
yeah.
I had to
Oh,
for your
Among
so
Us still around.
massive booth at Among Us. They had
Really?
a they had a line because people wanted to do. They had
People
let you
still
do
play
the
this game, huh?
yeah, they had a merch booth and exclusive
Wow.
stuff, and they had like this thing where you could do the card swipe.
Mhm.
Like they
Mhm.
had like a physical version where like you're playing that
Oh,
mini game in real
sure.
life kind of thing. It's kind of clever. I was kind of surprised. There was also I don't think I got a photo of it, but like there was a giant Freddy Fazbear's pizza set up there. I do not like it's like and the line was always wrapped around the corner for that one too. I guess Friday Five Nights at Freddy's still as big as it's ever been.
Got that movie coming out, yeah.
Yeah. And they were showing clips of the movie in there. And what's
Nice.
next? What's next? What's next? What do I have here? Oh, this is the Cheez It thing that was there that I was like
Oh, sweet.
blown away by. I didn't know what it was going to be, but it
Mhm.
really was. It was PUBG.
Ah, okay.
You would go into it, and they had arcade cabinets that you could play PUBG on in there, and everything in there was Cheez It. And when you
Hmm.
exited, it was a little lounge with phone chargers, and they gave you like a little baggie of Cheez Its and stuff. And yeah, you know, whatever.
Whatever.
It was goofy. What's next? What's next? What's next? Oh, this is when you first walked into the Nintendo live
So
event. So I
so
went to the
there
Nintendo
was,
live event.
so yeah, so Nintendo Live was adjacent to,
It was
PAX
okay.
West this
So
year.
I guess I do need to sort of maybe explain. I'm gonna switch photo. This is you would remember this because you can't tell from this one, but that's the Link statue from
Yeah,
that we
yep, from
saw at
PAX
East.
East.
Yeah, I will go to oh yeah, that's like this was like a play stage, and
Wow.
you can kind of
Seems
see
like they
off.
kinda went
Oh,
all out with this.
it was massive.
Wow.
what you see, you can barely make it out. If you see like there's like a white staff t-shirt and there's like a
Sure.
blue
Yep, I see
wall
it.
back there. That was in a completely 80s themed room that you could take a photo op in. That was really cool.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I saw some of those
It's
photos floating around. How cool
yeah.
is that?
Let's see. I'm gonna go to the next. Oh, there. Okay, there's my boys.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
so now I'm just gonna stop at this one while I explain. Okay, so PAX this year was split across two venues. Um, you had what's called the Summit, which is what the convention center is called, and it's the new convention center.
Sure, okay.
And so that's where the bulk of PAX was. That's where most of the state theaters were. Um, one of the expo halls, the all of the board games and the handheld and console free play and all that stuff, the Voodoo Ranger rooftop
Mhm,
bar and everything, all
mhm.
that stuff was at the Summit. So that's the and about a block away was what's called now called the Arch, and it's called the Arch because there's a walkway that goes between
Got
two
it, got it.
buildings there, and so blah 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 blah. And so the Arch is where the convention used to be. Um, all like for every time since PAX West moved to Seattle, it's always been at that building. And so there was another expo hall floor there,
Hmm,
on top of where this is also where Nintendo put their stuff, and where Nintendo had their stuff was basically where the main meat of PAX Expo Hall used to be. So
gotcha.
so this Nintendo thing filled in what essentially was a whole section of PAX.
Hmm.
So it was huge. And as you can see here, they had the Poke Bros, the new starters there.
Poke Bros.
Um, uh, I you'll see later. I got a picture with Pikachu. It's because they rotate these guys out, so it's like have these guys. So by the time you get to the front of the line, it's like there's a good chance they've been switched out.
Uh-huh.
So there's that. What's next? What's next? Oh, there's the Super Mario Wonder exhibit thing that they had going on there. Um,
Which you
that
could play. Yeah, we'll
you could
get into
play
that in a
Super
little bit,
Mario
yeah.
Wonder was there, and if you look, I'm gonna zoom in over here. This over here. Let's see, zoom in a little more. Um, this thing with the Luigi and everything, that
Mm.
was a photo op. You could get in some pipes and have them take your photo.
Ah,
Um, it's hard to tell in some of these pictures, but if you look at uh over here, there's like a Pikmin pop-up thing where that Pikmin find Pikmin thing that you were
uh-huh.
talking about
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah.
that was sort of what they were showing.
Oh,
Some
okay.
of that
Alright.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. The Pikmin
Yeah.
Finder game that was out there.
So here's so the Animal Crossing thing was fucking adorable.
Which is
Um,
wild because guess what? That game has been out for 3 years now, and,
came out when the pandemic started. That
yep,
was the thing. So
yep.
2020, March of 2020, and we're in September of
Here we are
2023.
still, yeah.
Um, And okay, it's hard to tell here, but all of the water is being projected from top down, so it's flowing and it has a
Wow.
beach where the
Sweet,
waves are
sweet,
crashing
sweet.
onto it. And we couldn't tell. I think they might have intentionally made the floor sticky,
Hmm.
so it makes a sort of crunchy grass sound when you walked on it.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, this was it's several different photo ops that you could do there.
Sweet.
Let's see. I think there's a photo. Yeah, me with Isabel and Tom Nook.
Yep, yep.
Very cute. Uh, let's see what's next. And I think me at the campfire. Yeah. Cute little campfire setup. There's a couple more, but I didn't do those photos. I kind of ducked out after that.
JJ's family photos. Everybody
Yeah.
sit down and go through a slideshow. But
There's
there's the Lego.
this
Yeah.
thing. Look how big this thing is, man.
Love it.
It
Love it.
was huge. Um,
So
oh,
it's set
yeah,
up, it's massive. It looks
yeah.
like they have paraphernalia from all the different IP.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
this is like the Smash Brothers stage where they have like
okay.
props for every like not every, but a bunch of the
Sure.
Smash Brothers. So here's an Hogan's Alley can.
Nice.
What do we got? Captain Falcon's helmet. You can't tell in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
picture, but the eyes are lit up.
Yep. All the stuff from
Uh
E3 2018,
yeah,
baby. Yep. Yep.
there's blasters and stuff. Yeah, they made sure that everything was there. There's Kirby's mallet,
Mhm.
Pit's bow, the Master Sword, Bayonetta's shit.
Yep. So all this was at E3,
Yeah.
which is great that they're.
Yeah.
It's funny to see them recycling. Yep, even that recycling
In the
all of this stuff
sandbag.
from
Yeah,
E3's
they
past.
get to, yeah, and so it's gonna be traveling around and stuff. There's the Monado.
So they have the
There's me with
There you
Pikachu.
are with Pikachu.
Yeah.
That's the photo he's looking for. Yeah,
Yeah.
actual size Pikachu.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm just very
so
small.
yeah,
Oh,
so
okay, we'll
in
get to that
general, okay,
later.
before we get to that,
Yeah.
again, back to kind of in general,
Yeah.
Nintendo is there, kind of doing this giant thing.
Yeah.
PAX West was, it obviously seemed like it was back with the summit now available and some of the other stuff. So, the trajectory seems really well. Like, how would you rate it compared to PAX East?
This definitely felt more like what I'm used to.
Okay.
I enjoyed
Gotcha.
my time on the show floor much more at this one than I did with East. Like when I think
Okay.
back at East, most of my favorite stuff was just hanging out with you guys and
Yeah,
bullshitting
yeah.
and doing our stuff. This one actually felt like there was games to see and new experiences. There was a lot of stuff that's just simply not out yet. That's so because when I think back
Sure.
at PAX East, there was a lot that was just like, oh, we're on early access on Steam right now. Or, we just came out, or it's like there was stuff there that was like announced, not today, you know what I mean, but like the day of PAX, where there's stuff on the floor that or hasn't been announced, like it was
Sure.
Or hasn't seen public display yet or whatever. So that was probably cool. It felt like an old PAX, like they're showing off things for the first time. It's still now heavily skewed towards indies more than ever. But because so many publishers are publishing indie, like big studios are publishing indie games now. So like when you go to like the Square Enix booth, there's a lot of stuff there that's like not just Final, like that. Yeah, they had Final Fantasy 16 on display and some and other stuff, but Sega had stuff too. But for the most part, it was the big stuff was few and far between.
Yeah. So cool. So it definitely seems like it's gonna be.
Yeah, I would.
Right
I'll be interested to see what East is like when we go a handful of months at this point.
Yeah.
These pictures that are here are I went to go to the PDP booth and they were showing off the new Realms controllers.
Yeah, those are cool.
And these are really cool. I was particularly taken back by the Transformers one, obviously. It's got an Optimus Prime head in. I asked a few questions about him. I did
that
learn
one's so cool because I know there's a Sonic one that they've been showing, but this is badass.
There's a few Sonic ones. There's like a Knuckles, 2 Sonics, and a Tails. There's a Pikmin one, which is really neat. And then there's this Transformers one, which is the one that, like, of the ones, this is the one that if I get one, probably this one.
Sure.
It's cool.
JJ says if he gets one, but JJ will get one.
Yeah.
You guys, you should just know that by now.
Yeah. The board inside is printed as well, so it has like graphics on the board.
Oh, nice.
Which is neat. Okay. It's got it's got RGB in it and everything. And all of the like paint work and everything. It's hard to see in this picture, but you can kind of see underneath my palm over here. This is a Switch one, and as you can see, it's pretty small even in my hands.
Yeah.
And I don't have huge hands, but the Xbox one is scaled up.
Okay.
So the Xbox one is actually bigger. And
it's the Duke.
Yeah, and has paddles on the back. This one's
cool.
This is the Switch one. And the paint is on the inside of the controller, so you're not going to be rubbing off.
I love that. Love that. Smart. Very smart.
So yeah, I mean there's no bells or whistles to it. There's no rumble, obviously, because you couldn't, and there's no motion control.
It's literally just a cool looking controller with the character.
Yeah, TDP. They were sitting there. It's like, we have experience with toys, with figurines. So like, because they said I didn't know this. But I didn't know that PDP made the Disney Infinity figurines.
Oh, did they really? Oh, I didn't know that either.
When we're talking about it, it's like we have experience making video game figurines. I don't know if you know this, but we made the Disney Infinity figures. And I was like, I didn't know that. I love those stupid things, man. Those things are great. And they used to make like Pokemon styluses and stuff for the DS and stuff, with like little figurines on the end of them and stuff, which I know I definitely have Pokemon stylus from them at this point.
Sure.
It's got like I want to say Lugia, but I don't think that's right. I forget. It's somewhere in my stash. But yeah, so they're neat controllers. They're definitely they were like, it's a collectible. It's a toy that you could use as a controller. Like even they were like open about like, yeah, listen, that's what this is. Oh yeah, and there's this Optimus Prime head again.
Nice.
What I guess oh, that's the Mind Flayer. That's why I took that picture.
Oh,
The
okay.
Mind Flayer's right there. I took that specifically just for Zach. This is Panic had a booth there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
They're showing off the play date and
A lot of those
everything.
new
Like
games that they just had that Panic showcase last week.
yeah, and so you could actually, I don't have a play date, and
I do.
I've never,
I love it.
I've never
Still play it.
touched one before.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so that was my first time playing on it. I really enjoyed it, so it's like, yeah, I guess I will get one of those. They also had the I don't know if you have the desk accessory part of it where the
No,
magnetic, they had it on display
that
there.
thing is
That
cool.
That
Okay.
thing's cool. I didn't realize it was as cool as it was, but yeah, the way it's magnetic and
Sure.
yeah, it's neat. I was kind of surprised to see Panic have a whole thing there. Well, did I accidentally? Okay, I gotta go back one. This is this is just me taking a photo to show you the size of the hall. This is the Data Link Entertainment one,
Okay.
and there's Nits in the
Nits
background.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the the Vampire the Masquerade booth, which is just like
Nice.
a cool
Nice.
thing, showing all their crossover stuff. There's like the Vampire Dying Light 2 stuff, and just running the trailer for Bloodlines 2 since they announced that Bloodlines 2 is back. And they also had people there making characters for you, like walking through you the whole thing to make, a Vampire the Masquerade like character sheet with you, which I thought was neat. You don't usually see that at these kinds of things where it's like, oh, we're the Vampire the Masquerade people. We have a tabletop RPG. Sit down with one of our people and we'll help you make a character for Vampire the Masquerade. I thought that was kind of neat. The Tekken 8 booth, baby.
Nice.
This was the first game I played when I got there. During media hour, I immediately booked it to Tekken 8. Let's see if I can zoom in because you got to see over here. They have everyone in costume. You could do a photo op with the Tekken crew.
Badass.
King and everyone is there in full costume. It was so cool. Tekken 8's great. I didn't give it a game of show, but just know that in my heart of heart, it was one of the game. But first of all, I don't think the our game of show flyer would make its way back to the people who worked on this game, or that they would even care. It's a AAA game. I don't think, for our purposes as side questing, I don't think giving them to like a AAA game. It's like, of course, it's they're putting millions of dollars in this thing, and it's one of the biggest fighting game.
This is a great indie.
Yeah. But that was pretty much the extent of Bandai Namco's show off there.
They usually these days they've just been showing off one game at a time.
Yeah, the Behemoth is back with their giant booth, showing off their new Alien Hominid Invasion game. Love Behemoth,
and we'll put all these photos for anyone who's asking. We're going to put all these photos up on the site as a gallery.
Yeah.
It is blasting through them now.
Yeah. This is the campfire you could hang out at Fae Farm. Lisa on the show floor. I took this specifically for Zach.
Saw our review that I did a few weeks back.
Oh, here we go. I guess we're going into my best of show shit.
So before we
I'm gonna go back to Lisa for a second.
Go back to Lisa for a second. I want to hear about the stuff that's not best of the show that you played. So first and foremost, Mario. Tell me about Mario.
Okay, so Mario Wonder. That is. It doesn't feel like. Part of it does feel like it's New Super Mario Brothers, like the natural progression of what Super Mario Brothers was.
Sure.
But also, it also does feel like they just scrapped New Super Mario Brothers as a whole, and like this is what this is now.
Oh,
this
really?
is what the 2D Mario thing is. Like it feels different. It's all the characters play the same. It doesn't have difference between the characters, which I was kind of thought was shocking because like the trailer kind of implies that the characters have different skills, but they don't. It's solid Mario platforming. There were 4 levels to play. I blasted through all of them. The guy was like, "Oh well, clearly you've played Mario once in a while."
Like I heard of them.
Yeah, and like one of the levels was really cool because it was like clearly it wasn't like a level, it was like a skill challenge.
Hmm.
And what it did was it changed the wall jump. So
Okay.
instead of doing bounce back and forth, it was jump up on the wall. And when you did the wall jump move, it shot you up again as opposed to
Hmm.
going backwards. So you had to sort of like come at it and jump. It was a kind of a cool, it was like a skill challenge. Like we're going to
Hmm.
change some things up on you. And the lots of hidden stuff, like lots of little like ways to find secrets that you have to like sometimes get to a part deeper into the level and then go backwards
Hmm.
with what you've acquired deep further into the level or
Oh
what's
wow.
going on further in the level.
So it is more like an adventure. There's an adventure game aspect to
Yeah,
Nintendo. It
because there
seems
was
like.
this because it was like there were these bricks that I couldn't do anything with, and there was clearly a secret behind it because it was glowing with the telltale glow of like the secret seeds that are in there.
Oh my god, it's a Mario Vania.
Yeah. So when I went further into the level, there's these creatures in there that you can like you've seen in the trailer where you like can jump
Mm-hmm.
on their back and they go charging, but he's
Mm-hmm.
charging in the opposite direction. So you've got to get on his back and ride him back across the level and have him smash those bricks so you can
Okay.
access the air. So it's like it was like a neat thing. It just wasn't. It was you were being like usually with Mario, it's go left to right.
Yeah,
And to have an excuse to go back because you couldn't do what you were doing then with
that's
something
cool.
else was neat. And the cool trippy flower stuff that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
like it's all stuff that you've seen in the trailers, the demos, all the trailers were basically from these 4 levels.
Okay.
So
So it seems like
um
they're keeping a lot of stuff close to their.
they're keeping a lot of stuff close to the vest, I think. I think there's probably going to be some weird, some extremely weird shit that goes on in this game.
That's cool. That is gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That was really. I mean, there was other games
Sure.
playable at the Nintendo thing, but
That's
they
the
were
only
all
one because
games.
everything else is
Yeah,
old. Yeah.
everything else is out. They even 2K was even there with showing off that Lego 2K Lego racing
Lego
game.
2K Drive from back in like March.
Yeah, and something else that I can't remember.
Okay.
There was some weird third party stuff
It's
there, but
again, it's interesting because this is Nintendo's live. They had this in Japan last year, I believe, um, or year before prior. Either way, they've had it in Japan. For them to do this and not be at E3 is still
yeah,
why, or whatever E3 was, is still wild to me
yeah.
because it's clearly, your E3 is clearly in the dumps when Nintendo pulls out a show like
Oh,
this for the heck of it.
and a
But it
cool
isn't really
thing,
a fan oriented show. Yeah.
yeah, and a cool thing is that okay, so they had the concerts and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Which
even
you
if
did
you
not
didn't,
get a chance to see any of them, huh?
no, even though I didn't get a ticket, you got to experience the concert. They were blasting it over the speakers.
Okay. Okay.
And it's not like there was like a secret room you went to that was just you just couldn't stand in the aisle, but it was there.
Sure.
You could
Okay.
watch them. So I got to experience the concerts
Oh,
still.
nice. Okay. Cool.
Listened to the big band.
Far enough apart. Cool.
Yeah, I listened to the big band
Nice.
concert basically in its entirety. It was great. Yeah, but yeah, that was it. And lots of tournaments going on, just all
Hmm.
kinds of the
Hmm.
Smash Brothers stuff and Mario Kart stuff, and so yeah, it was a fun event. I can see this traveling and being a big hit. There were tons of people there that didn't even have PAX badges.
Oh, wow.
People, I told some coworkers about it, and she brought she brought her family with her, so we kind of met up there. They
You
had
just
the
needed a Nintendo Live way to get in, right? That's
yeah, you just had to do it. Like the PAX wasn't a prerequisite to get
yep,
into this thing.
yep.
It was just its own separate ticketed event that happened to be in the same area, in the same building
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
PAX. It just happened to. I'm sure if PAX
Yeah,
wasn't happening, Nintendo was never going to do this, and
sure.
or it would have been like somewhere else, But I'll be interested to see where else it pops up.
Yeah,
It's you got swag everywhere. Like
you
every
showed
time
me
you
some of that was
yeah
pretty badass.
yeah, every time you
Yeah.
did something like okay, so just getting in, they gave you a bag, a really nice canvas tote,
Hmm.
um, with a really beautiful challenge coin in it, big
Hmm.
size, a set of pins, and the pins were semi-randomized,
Hmm.
um, and an activity book.
Okay.
And a paper hat if you're choosing. You saw me in some of the pictures. I was wearing a
Yeah.
Luigi
Yeah.
paper hat. Um, so there's that. And every time you did so, I played the Mario Wonder demo, and they gave me uh, a Mario elephant keychain,
Oh,
and
okay,
I did
cool.
the photo ops for Animal Crossing, and they gave me Isabelle and Tom Nook patches.
Sweet.
If you checked in, you got some coins, a poster, and a 3-piece of small little acrylic standees for Mario Wonder.
Oh,
Uh,
badass.
so yeah, and it's all Nintendo Live 2023 Seattle branded.
Mhm.
So they're extremely like the coin is explicitly Seattle 2023 Nintendo Live. So it's gonna go for a pretty penny,
Oh, yeah. I
because
can
that's just how
imagine.
the
Yep.
Nintendo stuff works. Um,
So
and
Nintendo was huge, and then on the
yeah,
what else did you play that wasn't a part of your
so let's
favorite
see.
games?
Tekken 8 was one of them I talked about
Okay.
already. That one's phenomenal.
Okay.
Um, let me bring up my notepad again.
Oh, there he goes.
I
There he
took s- I
goes.
took s- I took some notes so I wouldn't forget because my brain it no worky.
It no
Uh,
worky.
oh, Retron was not Retron. Hyperkin was there
Oh, yeah? Okay.
with a turbo graphics system that they're working on.
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of neat. Nobody's really done a TurboGrafx that plays TurboGrafx and PC
Yeah.
Engine cards
Yeah.
before, so I thought that was neat. I'm not the biggest fan of Retron's products; their emulation's not the best, but whatever. I thought that was kind of neat.
Cool.
Oh, the new Prince of Persia.
Oh, yeah, tell me about this.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
new Prince of
uh-oh, uh-oh.
Persia on display there, and so it's multi-platform, so it's gonna be on
Okay.
PlayStation 5 and everything. But they were only showing it on the Switch.
Really weird. Very
Yeah,
strange.
and it's just not fun.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I guess
Oh,
it's
no.
fun, but it's not Prince of Persia. It is just it's- when you think there's two things with Prince of Persia. It's you think of the old ones, which are like crisp,
Mhm.
hyper specific platforming. Like it's not running and jumping. It's kind of like pulling yourself up and clawing yourself up and puzzles and trying to just not. And it's not that.
Sure.
And when you think of like its Second Life, where it had Sands of Time, where it's just like fluid platforming, wall running and the time manipulation stuff. And this is just like a side-scrolling action game that happens to have some Metroidvania
Mhm.
stuff going on. It's just simple generic combat with parry and attack and roll, and it's just like it's boring. It's as far as like this is the first Prince of Persia game, like new Prince of Persia game in
Mhm.
so long, and it's just so boring. Can't tell you how disappointed
Wow.
I was in it. And it's probably the biggest game there in terms of just like
Huh.
newness. Like, yeah, Tekken 8, but it's Tekken 8, it's
Sure.
like Tekken 7's not all that old still, but like in terms of like, yeah, outside because I don't count Mario Wonder because that's its own that wasn't PAX.
Sure. So,
Um
okay.
but yeah, so it was like Ubisoft showing off their brand new Prince of Persia game and it was boring
Mm,
as hell. I played Fae Farm for Zach. That's
okay.
cute. That comes out in a few days, and it's just
Alright.
yeah, it's exactly what you expect that thing to
You,
be.
do you have a
I
chance to you had a chance oh, sorry, go ahead. I
I
know
was gonna
it's
say I did get to go and check out Pacific Drive again. It's
that's
a
what I
new
was gonna
demo.
ask.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
Pacific
new demo.
Drive.
They've upgraded some of the stuff. They've
Hmm.
added some things. Just talking to the guys. They definitely remembered us from the last time
Sweet.
around. Just if they ever hear this, just let them know that uh, you get the honorary sixth award from this. I may not have handed it to you, but
JJ was messaging us. He's like,
is it
"Should I give them
uncouth?
the award again because it's still pretty badass?"
So
I'm like,
so
"It's
good.
it's
It's genuinely, I mean,
yeah,
of the games on the show floor, it's still my favorite.
yeah, okay, wow,
I love that game so much. It's doing it all the stuff that we loved about the game is still there. But they've added more randomized anomalies, so crazier
sure,
shit was
sure."
happening to these people. There's a new tool in there that lets you like vacuum up the parts so
Oh,
you can
sweet.
like and break things down faster and
Mhm.
um the cores thing. Remember those like core things that you had to select and stuff?
Yes.
They've kind of changed the way those work a little bit for the better, like adding a little more nuance to it, I'll say.
Mhm.
Um, uh, it's just so good. I love to just sit there. They had like a viewing area where it's just like you could just stand there and watch people play because it is such a fun game to watch people
I
play.
loved watching. I loved playing it, but I could sit there and watch.
Yeah, because
I
it's like
mean,
as I was
yeah,
explaining to him, it's like my
yeah.
favorite genre of game is car.
Sure, my
Uh
yep.
and what they've done is they've created this sort of like SCP Ghostbusters
My
as
favorite
car
genre is
game.
car. I love that.
Yeah, and like and you know, it's roguelite kind of stuff going
Hmm.
on, and they've added more of those things to like I still, one of my favorite things about that game is the fact that the map is off out of your peripheral, so you
Yeah.
have to like
Okay.
turn your head to look at it. So you, it's like if you're driving and you need to look at the map, you are putting yourself in danger, like it was actually driving. I love, and you can see everyone does it the same way, and everyone
Yep.
forgets to put
Yep.
their car in park when they
And
stop.
it
So
just you get out and it keeps
so they're
going
so
and
they like get out to
crap.
get the core, and they're just watching their car slip away, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh no!" and they have to run back. It's just I still I
Still awesome.
so good. I saw a Kickstarter game that I really really liked
Okay.
called I have to remember the name exactly because there's a similar game titled game, and I don't want to give them the wrong title. I have
Uh-huh.
to, I think it's I'm pretty sure it's Super Dungeon Designer.
Okay.
It just launched on Kickstarter,
Okay.
and it is basically a Link to the Past maker.
Oh, nice.
So it has that sort of 16-bit
Yeah.
SNES Legend of Zelda aesthetic. It plays like an SNES Legend of Zelda game. They're saying it's going to be a design and share levels with everyone. You're going to get the tools to make Zelda dungeons, and it's co-op. I played one of the pre-designed levels with a stranger, and it's really weird playing 16-bit Legend of Zelda, top-down Legend of Zelda with two players because you're not tied to one another. It's with split screen. So like you can go off and exploring in different parts to like they got a key. So like, but you didn't go. So it's like you're all kind of unlocking your own stuff as you go. You're working towards a common good, obviously.
This one right here, was this it?
Yeah. It's really fun. You can
Oh,
tell that
cool. Oh my god, yeah, totally Zelda. I love
it's
it.
100% a Link to the Past. It's great. It's cute. It played really well. It speaks the Zelda language. It's, you know, pushing bricks onto things to like open doors and defeat all the enemies in the room to unlock this. Mystery gems that you hit that unlocks doors, and
So
you
cool.
know,
Yep.
power-ups
And treasures.
yeah, and cracks in the wall means this bombs, and multi-level things so you can like fall down. It 100% is just a Link to the
Sweet.
Past maker,
Sweet.
and I
What we've wanted for the longest time.
yeah, and it worked so well. I really truly liked this one. I thought
Mhm.
it was
Cool.
very cool. What was the I'm trying to think of the I played all of the Persona stuff that was there. That's all good stuff.
Yeah.
They had Persona 3 there. It looks good. It's Persona 3. I love Persona 3. The tactics game's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Tactica? Wow.
Tactica, that's really good.
Hmm.
Persona works really well as a tactics game. Go figure.
Okay. Who'd have thought? Right,
Who'd have
right.
thought? Who
Who'd have
done
thunk?
would have thunk it?
Who'd have thunked
Um,
it?
yeah, so yeah, that was fun. I know I'm forgetting stuff. My notepad has listed some of the stuff I've already talked about, but let's
Well,
see.
we can dive into uh your games of the show because I'm sure I mean we're already
Oh,
over. Yeah. Oh, one
I
more.
did,
Okay.
I did think about something I wanted to talk about, and
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
was I got hands on with the this will go right into one of my games of the show.
Okay.
I'll say what I saw, and then you'll know what game to pull up for the next
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I saw the Atari 2600 Plus.
Oh, okay.
That thing's cool.
An Atari
Talk,
2600 plus.
yeah,
Huh.
I had to talk to the guy because I think anyone that knows me knows that I love hardware.
Yeah,
Uh,
you
I'm,
do. Yep,
I'm a
yep.
preservationist at heart. I love the idea of, you know, physical media and all that stuff with video gaming, and I really like the idea of the Atari 2600 Plus.
Mhm.
I mean, let's let's be real here a little bit, but let's not like 2600 games have held up very well.
Mhm.
But the idea that they're working like Atari has really put in a lot of muscle into trying to
Sure.
not just be uh, a logo on product these days, it seems like, because what used to be really bad product, all of those Atari flashbacks by at games are not good. Um, listen, even the VCS is just what I mean. It's a fine thing, but nobody
Yeah.
cared because it's not what people are looking for. The Atari name doesn't need to be associated with cutting edge anything. But the new 2600 plus, it's emulation based. It's not FPG,
Okay.
but
Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's a lot like those Retrons and the Hyperkins and stuff
yeah,
that
but
emulate.
they were
Okay.
very specific. They're using like recent builds of things, not like the
Sure.
Retrons, which are
Sure.
kind of always 3 or 4 generations behind. So they've tested it, and
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
it is the Atari 2600 library is about 99% like playable.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
like
Cool.
and even like they've tested stuff like they've said people have come to them with their like homebrew games to see if it'll run on their system and test it out for them, and that stuff seems to be all working fine. Because remember, there was a pretty good that Halo
Yes.
demake years and years ago that was pretty good.
Amazing. Still amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and Mr. Run and Jump is getting a
Yep.
full release and stuff. So
So
obviously that
that's
has
the
to work.
what that's the question for me is obviously there are still carts out there. You go to any like retro gaming
Yeah,
store or secondhand store,
and they're
you're
not
gonna find
expensive
Atari
either.
stores.
Yeah,
You're gonna find Atari carts. Uh, it and some of us still have our old Atari consoles and Atari carts.
yeah,
For me, this is actually pretty cool because I'll be able to use those on a new on a
and yeah,
something that I can actually
yeah,
plug into my TV. But I don't
yeah. It has
Atari
yeah.
50 was good enough for me though. That's the only thing I would
Yeah,
say.
and it plays 7,800 games too, which is cool.
Okay. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
unique
that's neat.
feature.
Yeah, yeah.
That's and it uses the same 9 pin, so you can use old controllers on it.
Sure.
But they're also making new controllers. So if you have an old Atari, you can buy their new controllers and use it on your old Atari too.
Nice.
And it has a
Nice.
little toggle switch, so you can blow it out to 16:9. But anyone that does that's a lunatic. So I don't. And
Yeah.
yeah, I it's got
Sweet.
us. One thing that I liked that he said about it, because I was talking with the I feel so bad for getting his name and losing his card. Um, but they made sure that like design wise they used almost identical materials. The
Oh,
plastic
wow.
feels exactly the same,
That's
and
it's a good get. Yeah.
the toggle switches, the chrome toggle switches,
Yep.
they're machined in the exact same way with the exact same texture the old toggle
Mhm.
switches have and stuff. Like, and they have a really solid clunk to them. They're like an actual like tactile feel when you
Sure.
flip them and stuff. So it's like no stone was left unturned with this. I'm impressed. It's just smaller.
Mhm.
It's just smaller. It's 100. It's like, oh,
Nice.
yeah, it's great.
So it's a
Which,
smaller size, you're saying,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, it's got a
Okay.
smaller footprint, but
Okay.
it's like, but it looks identical, like side by side.
Gotcha.
You would just tell that it's a smaller version. You wouldn't think it was not. It was like an HDMI powered thing. But which I guess leads us to my first
Yeah.
game.
Well, first, we have the Team
The
Choice
Team Choice
Award.
Award.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
So, oh, what's
Hey,
wrong thing? Didn't I? Of course, I
way
messed
to
it up.
go. Way to go.
There we go.
Where to?
Let me zoom in here.
Yeah.
Bickety, bickety, bickety. This is a bad screen capture, but yes, we have the Team Choice Award,
Yeah.
also known as
The JJ
the
Choice Award for PAX
JJ Choice
West.
Award because none of the
I
rest of us weren't there.
I told some people, I was like, usually we as a team get together and we give
Yeah,
about 5 awards out to 5 or 6, depending
yeah.
on if we can
How
come
many of
to
us are there?
how
Yeah,
many of us
yep,
are there, and most of the time we agree on certain things. But
yep.
I told everyone, it's like, I'm the only one here. This is strictly my choice, and you're my choice.
And so
So
you do have your
yeah,
first award, which I
yeah.
will showcase right
I'm gonna
now.
skip through my stuff till I can find the picture that I took
It
of.
is
Don't share my screen.
ah
There it is. Okay.
okay. Hold on.
Okay. Now,
Present, share screen. Oh yeah, you want
yeah,
to share this one? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Sorry.
I'll
And
zoom
then I'll
in
play
and
the vid. I'll play the vid after that.
yeah. So Quamp 2.
Hmm.
Uh, It is a sequel to a very kind of underground like indie game from a
Uh-huh.
while. So Quamp, the conceit to Quamp is that the like the ball from Pong escapes Pong.
Love that.
Um and that's what this game is like. So Atari, this current brand of Atari really liked Quamp. And they thought in their new sort of
Mhm.
era of Atari, like, with all of the stuff that they're doing now, like
Yeah, I'm
Haunted
gonna share the
House and
video
stuff.
now.
Yeah, that they thought like, what if we made another one of what if we made another one of those? And so they acquired Quamp. And here we are with this. So it is a 2-button game.
Love it.
The guy said that he plays it with mostly on mouse because it's like
Hmm.
right, you just use the 2 mouse buttons, and it's basically the original Quamp was just a 1-button game.
Mhm.
You push a button and it sort of changes the direction the ball is traveling. It's always in motion, but if you push the
Wow.
button, it's going to change sort of the opposite direction it was already heading. Uh,
Oh.
the second button is now that when it turns blue, it's like a dash, basically. So you lose kind of control of it, but you're gonna speed through some stuff.
This looks
And
badass.
it's so good. It is so satisfying. It's incredibly hard. Uh, but like to a
Whoa.
comfortable degree. This is like the right kind of hard. If you remember those games from a few years ago, like VVVVV and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
it has that kind of like retro difficulty shit that you're used to with
You're
this.
chased by stuff. That's so
Chased by
cool.
stuff, and yeah, you're just trying to like survive. You're just trying to get through the level with, but like you're always in motion. Like there's no stop, so you just have to, you know, do it. And like I said, 2-button game. It's definitely
Awesome.
yeah, comes out next year. Beautiful game. I loved playing it. I played it a couple of times. Most of these games that
It's
I
coming out to
get,
everything.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I couldn't imagine this not coming out to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's even coming to the VCS, which is
Hmm. It's cool. Yeah.
yeah,
They
uh,
remembered their own console. No, this is
yeah,
this is really neat. It I love these types of, you mentioned VVV, you mentioned, there's a little bit of like, weirdly enough, there's like I see a little bit of like Celeste and some other things in
yeah.
here, which is really cool
It's got
from the
cool
stand.
aesthetic too. It's
Yeah,
got a
cool
cool
aesthetics and
uh,
yeah, count
yeah.
me in, count me
It's
all
it's
in.
it's got scan lines, but it's not trying to
Okay.
pretend to be uh like a CRT game. It's just like
Yeah.
aesthetically it's scan lines, and it's yes, which I like.
Sweet.
uh oh,
Cool, man.
you pull up the next one and I'll see if you tell me what's the next thing. Well, maybe
Okay.
I can just go here, do this one. Big boy boxing.
Big boy boxing. I'm looking for that right now. One
Yeah.
second.
um
Big boy boxing. Let me stop sharing real
Dally,
quick.
Dally,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on Punch Out?
I love Punch Out. I'm a big Punch Out
Oh,
fanatic.
if you love Punch Out, let me tell you, this game is going to talk to you on a primal level.
So JJ gave me the list of the songs of the games that he played and that he had on
Yeah.
his team choice. And I pulled up all the videos saved for this one. So give me one second.
Wow.
It's there. It's coming. Big boy boxing
Big boy
demo.
boxing. I love the name. The
What's the
game is
name of
very
who's the developer?
something soup. Uh,
Because I
uh,
find I see some, but I want to make sure I got the right.
uh, I know it has soup in the name. That much I remember.
Soup Masters. Soup Masters.
Yeah,
Okay. Soup
Soup
Masters.
Masters. One word. Um,
Okay, it's getting there.
yeah,
Getting there.
yeah.
Soup Masters. I
Uh,
see their video. Okay, I got it. All right, ready? I'm gonna share. Let's the from 5 months ago. They have this teaser. Soap
yeah,
box.
I've never heard of
Let
this
me
before.
share this.
And I'm shocked that I hadn't heard of it before. If it's the trailers from 5 months ago, because this is extremely in my wheelhouse.
This is
It's
extremely what we call your shit.
yes.
Look at that. There's like a yeah. There's like you can
Every
hit both. This is cool.
so every
Oh my
fighter
god. Look at the
every
aesthetics.
yeah, every fighter is a gimmick.
Okay.
Um and it's very slapsticky. Um, it, you have it's not like Punch Out in the traditional sense. There's a storyline and everything with
Okay.
it, but like you have your 3 HP, and so this is like the Glass Joe of the
Yeah.
demo.
Yep.
And
Freezy boy.
Freezy Boy. What's very cool about Freezy Boy is at one point you knock his helmet off, and it makes him incredibly angry that he turns into like I forget what they call him, like the ice cold killer or something, and he like
Sure.
evolves into like a second
Oh,
form,
badass.
and like he's like way more powerful, and it has all of your
Oh,
typical.
you
See, here
got
we
it.
go,
There goes.
here we go.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Now he's gonna throw a tantrum. Um,
Yeah, buddy. I love the animation has
the animations are what
it
now.
reminds me
Yeah.
almost of like Maniac Mansion, like old Lucasfilm, LucasArts games. Oh, Ice Cold Killer. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, look at him now, man.
yeah, and
He's
now
using the roids.
yeah, and so it changes the way the fight plays out. And you have HP as opposed to it being like
Sure.
knockdowns and rounds and stuff. So some of these are brutal. Some of these fights were brutal, man.
Let me play that one
One of my
again. Where'd
favorites
that
was there
go?
was like one that was just like 3 kids in a trench coat that you're beating up. Um, the
Where'd that video go? Sorry, I just lost the video that I
one
was.
of the fights that I could not beat was I forget what what the character's name was. It was like Titanic something.
Hmm.
And it was like this big 5,000 kilogram guy that's like drunk off his ass. And so like when the fight starts, he kind of passes out and lands on you immediately at the beginning of the fight. Like unless
Hmm.
you like your first time fighting him, you don't know that's gonna happen. So you have no time to react to it. So you immediately lose an HP point at the beginning of the fight. Um there's the 3 kids
God,
in a trench
I
coat.
love the animation. It's so
Yeah.
awesome. Character
Uh
design looks, and they have different rings too, which is neat because you didn't have
every
that
every
in.
yeah, every character has their
So
own.
what's that? Did you come across that little aspect there? Let me go
Which
back
one?
right here.
That didn't happen in any of my the
Oh,
where it's
interesting.
like you're gonna because I'm assuming they just wanted you to fight because it looks like the match is over here, so it might be
Okay.
you getting a buff of some sort.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
But you
Yeah,
also
yeah.
see you're gaining your
Yeah,
electric punch, your lightning bolts, just like the super punches and Punch Out, where it's like if you hit at the right time, you get
that's
bonus points
cool.
and stuff. And man, it's animated well, it looks well, it's very
Sweet.
funny. It's Punch Out but different. It's like
Count me in,
if you
man.
know how to play Punch Out, and all the characters like some of the characters are just like chaotic. Like it takes a while. Like it really is just remembering patterns, just like the old
Yeah.
Punch Out. But they kind of break the rules on a lot of this stuff by having
I
like
do like that their weak
yeah,
points sort of blink a little bit in some
yeah,
areas. That's neat.
yeah. And it's so like yeah, that some of them like and some of them aren't even boxers. One of them was like a cartoon character that was like hitting you with a giant mallet,
Nice.
or like has
Nice.
like tentacle arms or whatever. Like they just
Sweet.
it's not trying to like it's only boxing in the barest sense, and I love it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And if you bring up
Sweet.
my picture, that's the after I gave him the award. He was having the he was they had their
Oh, cool.
demo in a boxing ring, which is really nice. I like that.
Oh, they had it in the box. That's cool.
Yeah,
Neat.
kind of like yeah. So
Yeah.
everyone's
Sweet.
yeah. So
Love
definitely uh, a good return to form for Punch Out since we had to have since
that style. Yeah.
Nintendo
Yeah.
given up
I
on it.
forgot about it.
Yeah, they had that good Wii one, and then that's okay. We're done.
We're done.
That's the
Okay.
Atari. Let's go to. Oh yeah, let's talk about this one. This one's Ascent.
Ascent. All right. So
I
let
don't
me
know if
play
there's a
this.
trailer for it because this seemed like it was still like because I went to
Believe
their
I
Twitter
found a
feed and
trailer.
the trailer didn't really show much
So they have some
gameplay.
like quick development. I'm gonna show
Yeah,
some there's a development teaser which is just like seconds long.
yeah,
37
um,
seconds. Yeah, here you go. And
yeah,
then I'll show you the actual play test that they have.
yeah. So
I don't know if this
Ascent.
shows what it actually is. Oh yeah, I guess it
That's
does
it.
show you.
This because I saw this trailer and it's really hard to get a feel for you to fully realize that this is a
Oh,
pod racing game.
oh, dude. Yeah.
And like every time somebody walked by this booth, everyone had this now. This is pod racing. It was like, yeah, I'm sure they've heard that Project Hermes. Yeah, now
Oh,
it's
that's
called
what it was called.
Ascent: Rivals. Um, it is a physics-based pod racing game, and I am here you go. This was the track we were
Oh
working on too.
yeah.
Um, my God, it's first of all beautiful, very good
Mm-hmm.
sense of speed.
Yeah, it looks like
Uh,
it.
and I was getting only incrementally better every time I went back to this demo to try it again. It is hard to play, but like by design. Like it is one of those things where it has like you
Yeah.
have each joystick controls a different thruster. So like it's like the arcade. I don't know if you ever played the
Oh
on the
yeah.
one where
Oh
you had like
sweet.
full power was boom, and it's like so you like turn, but you also have like the bumpers do some shit
I'm gonna.
and
They did a play test with Rocket League players, so that yeah, I'll play this one and maybe there's something in there as well.
yeah. Yeah, it's really easy to just fucking die in this. I was
Oh, just
like
like that.
just like
Nice.
that, man. And when you explode, and there is a
Oh, there's some
combat
combat.
mechanic. Yeah, just it's kind of like how it's kind of like Mario Kart style combat. You
Okay.
can shoot from your thing. There's like a button you can push and you can go into like this laser cannon thing where you can sort of shoot. But obviously that's you stopping
Sure.
or not being
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to really like this game's hard to control, man. They were having like a like not a tournament, but like this they had like on like the poster for it, they're like sub 40 of the day, and like people that could finish a lap in for less than 40 seconds. There's not a chance in hell that was going to be me this time around. But by the end I was starting to kind of get it.
Okay.
It's just it's so good. It looks
How
beautiful.
cool. It looks
It
great. So
feels
smooth too.
so smooth. It didn't hiccup at all. I know this is like
Mhm.
clearly it's like an early
Early, yeah.
like, but also there's a boost in it that is brutal. Uh, because it's a thing where you have to pull
Uh-huh.
back on the joysticks to charge it up,
Huh.
and then you push forward, and when you go super fast, and there is no controlling it. You have
That's
to
awesome.
you have to know what you're doing to do that boost. That is going to be a detrimental thing. And like the shunt that it has, where you can do like a
Mhm.
quick like, so you just like don't hit an obstacle. He was saying he doesn't like to tell people about that until they're used to controlling the game because they'll rely too heavily on it, and that becomes a
Uh-huh.
detriment. Uh, to your gameplay. Yeah, you just kind of have to rewire your game because this is rewire your brain to play this because it just simply doesn't fire uh right away. It's because you're just kind of used to a racing game being,
It's not Mario
gas
Kart.
and
I mean, it's
brake. It's not,
literally you're yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You're
yeah,
controlling each of these individually
yeah,
and
and
oh, wow.
you can feel the difference of like
Yeah.
when you're lowering your engines and like the turn radius when you're like full steam ahead and being extra cautious
Mm.
and stuff like it like because it's physics based. They're like you
Yeah.
can feel the
So
physics.
cool.
It's like it's not heavy, but because obviously it's space. No,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Did they say how many people could race at a time?
Uh, they didn't, but it seemed like 6 was
Okay.
what was going on the screen, I feel like. It was they had it, set up for 3 people
Okay.
at the thing, and it
Got
was
it.
like I think it was like, I think it was like 3 there was like 3 or 4 spots or something, I can't remember exactly. I always,
Sure.
it was never, filled. It was just kind of, like, off in the back a little bit,
Uh-huh.
like, the only time people stopped is when they actually, like, noticed it was pod racing because
Huh.
the people love pod
This is
racing.
pod racing. The
Yeah,
people love I love it. The people love pod
yeah,
racing.
and this is pod racing, like there's
Yeah.
and you're gonna be able to, like, build your pod racer.
Okay.
Like, that's part of the game, like, building up and customizing your pod racer and stuff, but, like, that's not what they're showing off. They're just showing off the sort of proof of concept racing part of it right now, and so, um, yeah, so next game I wanna talk about is I don't think I have a picture of it here, so, would be the game that I kicked your ass
Yeah,
at
I'm getting it
East.
right now. Give me 1 second here. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna share this and see if this is
See, if I'm not gonna say anything. run the trailer and see if the people can figure out why JJ likes this game so much. Let's see. Let's see how.
This is one trailer. There'll be a second one. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah. Um, this is such a good trailer because it's burying the lead.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
just starting this one up because I want to get the second one in a second here.
yeah.
It
So
really
yeah,
does kind of show.
this is shot one fighters. I have no idea what that was. That even that wasn't they weren't showing that off.
No, no, maybe that wasn't it. Shot
That
one.
it's definitely it's like what is it?
That was the
Shot
wrong
one.
one. Hold
That was
on.
the
I'm looking.
wrong one, my
I'm
friend.
looking. I'm
Although
looking.
it's
We
Universal
had
League.
the trailer for it before.
Yeah,
That's what,
Universal
no, that
League.
was Universal League. Shot one, Universal League.
That's the same game. Those are the same characters that are in. Like
Yeah.
it's like a unified universe.
Yes.
The
It's a
shot one,
multiverse, one might say.
the shot one cinematic universe consists of many
Let
different.
me see if I can find it online somewhere.
This is embarrassing.
It is.
I trust you. I trust you for this, and this is what
I
you
know
do.
they have. I think the videos are up on their Twitter. But either way, oh, hold on. I got it. I got you here. All right. I know how we showed it last time, which was through the Steam stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't have.
If it were up to me, I
it's getting
probably
there.
would have given him my award at PAX East. But
Yeah. Okay.
I have more competition at PAX East, so
I'm
I have
opening stuff right now.
yeah, I have to
Y'all
pick and
relax.
choose. I have to pick and choose what games I give my favorites to at
Yeah.
yeah.
It's getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I can show.
Also, I do want to say that PM Studios, who does the No Longer Human demo, that's still there, still incredible. They always have one of the best booths because they always have a bunch of cool shit that I've never heard of before. There was like this, I'm trying to remember what it was like, Crimson with a K, and it was like a rhythm platformer with like a really like eldritch aesthetic to it, and then like some other like dragon something like Castlevania GBA style game that was cool, and a Mega Man game like the Alloy Sisters or something. Like they had some cool stuff. Like they never disappoint.
So it's hard to show the
the
image on this, but you can kind of see what kind of game it is.
Yeah.
Let me get over
anyways,
there. I guess this
yeah,
view here.
anyways, it's Windjammers.
It is Windjammer, baby.
Yeah. This is not a good representation of what this game is. I don't know what's going on with this there, Dally.
Yeah, it's hard to find. It's hard to find any images. I'm trying. Images and video online are difficult for this game. Yeah, surprisingly.
But yeah, it's a like Windjammers by way of Overwatch in terms of like it's like a character based game where it's like there's like a furry and like a cat in a robot suit, and all
right, I'm gonna show some videos from other folks that have been playing it. This one is from the Outer Haven, so thank you to the Outer Haven for this their off screen gameplay. Feel free to check out the Outer Haven. They got way more subscribers than we do.
Yeah, almost certainly. But yeah, I always play as Q because I think Q is very cute. Yeah, it is 100% a Windjammers game. They were saying even that they sort of have like, you know, the Windjammers people, like people in that scene come to them because, you know, it's you know, trying to find what's the next big thing or whatever.
Slaughtered me on this.
Oh
Absolutely
yeah, man.
me.
It's going back to this and just waiting there and playing with random strangers at this was so satisfying because like I'm undefeated at this game as it is right now.
It's funny because we saw this essentially on the last day of PAX East that we were all kind of hanging out together. We're like, oh shit, this is a fantastic PAX East show floor game. Like it really shows well on a show floor. The idea is just so simple.
Yeah, at one point, me and the guy I was playing against on one of them, one of the games that I played, ended up getting in this like quick back and forth toss. Like we were at the middle line and we were just throwing
Uh-huh.
it back and forth, like catch toss, catch toss, catch toss. Like it was
Nice.
like it was just the clock was running out, and it just like you're just waiting for the first person to like fuck up, and and it wasn't me. So
And there are special moves which are really cool. You can
special
utilize the
moves, and
special
just
moves. I
like in
remember that part.
Windjammers,
Yeah.
yeah, just like in
At
Windjammers,
5 points,
everyone's sort
just
of
like that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like it has the net specials
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Like, the red one is worth 5 points and the yellow is worth three, just like Windjammers. It's
The location. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
and the courses are cool because Windjammers is mostly like aesthetic and speed. Like
Yeah.
the surface changes your speed or what. Some of these courses are like tiny. They like bring you closer together, which makes playing the game way
So
harder.
hectic.
The smaller the course, the more hectic it gets and the more
I really
stressful it
like
is.
I really like the animation that they've put into with
Yeah.
everything sort of shaking and the whole screen
Yeah.
shakes and
I told them
yeah, great
there,
job. Cool
I told
game.
these guys when I was there, and I'm gonna repeat it here. This is a better Windjammers 2 than Windjammers 2.
Oh wow. Nice.
I like Windjammers 2, but A,
You sure do,
it's
yeah.
it's a dead game. And B, I feel like this one just came
Hmm.
together better. I like the characters. I like the idea of sort of like making it their own Overwatch thing, because that's one of the
Sure.
things about Overwatch that I do like. I don't like the game so much, but I like the mascots that they've created for it. And I
Hmm.
think they've done a good character designs for this, and
Awesome.
the animation's fluid. You can tell that it's coming together for them. And
Nice.
I'm going to
Nice.
hit my camera for a second, but I'm
Yeah.
going to keep talking because I need to uh, do something. But let's see.
Yeah. So that was shot one, and you have
Shot one.
one
One
last
more.
one last game, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
share that right now.
yeah, baby. This one
All
was the
right.
one I was absolutely the most excited about the entire game. The new Rugrats game, baby.
A new
Uh,
old Rugrats game. Yeah, man. We posted about this just a couple days ago after it was announced at the Mix.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they announced it at the Mix, which is always like an indie showcase around
Yeah,
PAX
man.
time and stuff. Um, so this the the Carbon engine, which is what this is running off of,
Hmm. Wow.
is limited runs. It's like they designed this in house, limited run,
Uh-huh.
and it's designed specifically for this purpose of creating, making it incredibly easy to bring old console games to a modern audience.
This is the
Um,
cool thing, which I freaking love. You click
yeah.
on the HD mode, man.
So uh so this isn't a pre-existing game. Like that's the
Mm.
cool thing about this. There was no Rugrats NES game, but it is built to. Do you want to know how much of an NES game this is? They were running this. The version I played was on an NES. It was an
Yeah.
NES cart running on an NES. They didn't have this version with the HD graphics or anything running. It was strictly an NES game running on NES
So
hardware.
all the consoles will get an HD version except for the version that's on the NES, which will not have that HD version. But
Yes,
you're also buying it specifically as an NES game.
yes. And
Yeah,
they
cool.
so it's cool. So it's only
Tell me
only
about it.
t-
Tell me about the
so
game.
so first of all, the like I was saying, the Carbon engine is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. They've only gotten a couple of games on it. You have the Shantae Game Boy Color game,
Mhm.
and River City Girls Zero, which is a modern remake of an
Okay.
old SNES Technos game where the River City Girls come from, that never came out in
Mhm.
America. So basically, what this engine does is let you basically create a retro game and have it be playable on modern
So cool.
hardware and feel right, while also being able to add on top of it. Like
Nice.
if you want to put it on the PlayStation 5 like this, you can put stuff on it. But this plays, it's a combination of the old Capcom Disney games
Love it.
and Mario Brothers
Love it.
2.
Okay.
A lot of so all of the characters have their sort of Mario Brothers 2 counterpart. Tommy is Mario,
Mhm.
Chucky is Luigi, Phil is Toad, and Lil is Peach. Um, so like, and they have the same thing. Like if you're Chucky, you do the little flutter jump. If you're Pete, the
Mhm.
hover jump. Toad is more is stronger, so Phil is a little stronger, and Tommy's just well balanced and looks like
What
Bonk.
what's great
Um,
is that this is the old like Capcom box
mhm,
design too,
mhm.
which is you could tell. Yeah.
Everything about it feels perfectly
Hmm.
NES. There wasn't. It feels like you're playing a legit, well-made
Everyone's favorite babies
NES.
are back in
Uh,
action. Tommy
yeah,
Chicky film rules.
yeah. So it is. All of the. It feels like a late era NES game, like end of the
Yes.
life
Yeah.
cycle NES game. Um, all of the weight feels exactly right. The platforming feels 100% like they made this game in the 80s, knowing full well how to make an NES game. You can swap the babies on the fly.
Oh, sweet. Okay. That
So
actually that's helpful. Yeah.
like if you're trapped somewhere and you could just use I just need Chucky's flutter jump for like this section. You can do it. You can just swap to him and you can do his flutter jump. And,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of picking things up and throwing it and digging and creating ladders. And like the Super Mario Brothers 2 thing where you had to pick up those mushroom blocks and like stack them so you could get to the next level. Those what those ABC blocks are doing.
Oh, okay.
Um, Coins and stuff. It's just like it feels
By the
it
look at
doesn't
his
feel
his little butt diaper
yeah,
wiggle as he's walking. It's
yeah,
so funny. And great
so good.
animation. Such great
Yeah.
animation.
He was saying that it's like so many people compare us to Bonk, and I think that's only because Tommy looks like that.
Sure.
Because it doesn't really play like a Bonk game. But aesthetically, Tommy definitely does look like Bonk.
So
Yeah,
Rugrat, baby.
there's absolutely you cannot tell that this wasn't in like an NES game from the 80s. Like everything feels tight and perfect for the era.
They're gonna
Uh,
Berenstain Bears this thing at some point. They're gonna be like,
yeah,
wait a minute.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Mandela effect, right?
Yeah,
Just
people are
just
going to think that
Berenstain.
this is a re-release of an old Rugrats game from the early 90s or something.
Because
Yeah.
they use the old logo down to a T, man. So good.
Yeah. Oh,
So
there's
cool.
that's one thing I give Limited Run its most credit for. When they do parodies of these things,
Mhm.
they nail it every time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got River City Girls 0 in a VHS format at the show this year. And it's very
You would.
cool.
Yeah, you
And
would.
it's very cool because it looks exactly like an ADV anime dub
Love
from
it.
that era. It's like like the Star Wars.
Sure.
They put like The Force Unleashed and Knights of the Old Republic on VHS, and they look like the old special edition cartridge like things. Uh yeah, they do a great job. The Ninja Turtles on VHS that they put out looks exactly
Hmm.
like an old
Sweet.
Random House Video. Yeah, it's so good. They're so good
Awesome.
at it. They're so
Awesome.
yeah, I can't wait to see more from the Carbon Engine and what it's doing. I'm fascinated by
I
the
want
work that they're
I
putting into
want
it.
them to do a lot of these older properties, a lot
Here's
of properties from our childhood this way for
yeah,
sure. Well, my
and
childhood, a lot of you weren't even born.
yeah, and they are always, especially with the Carbon Engine, if there's like an old game that you want to see sort of modernized for
Mhm.
consoles, they listen very intently. One person said, I was standing there when I was getting ready, and it's like, okay, how about this one? How about Crystallis? And the guy was like,
Whoa.
he was like, oh, really? Like, no, like nobody's reminiscing about
Yeah.
Crystallis right now. I don't know, like
I
what do
mean,
you
I love it, but
yeah.
still, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so there's I expect to see a lot of
sweet,
stuff. I did get
so good,
I did get some various scoops on various things that I'll talk about later. But
nice, nice,
other
nice,
than that, yeah, those are my 5 games of the show.
awesome. Congrats to all the winners. It sounds like it was a heck of a show again. Uh,
Yeah.
it's great to see PAX East, PAX West really come back because I mean,
Yeah.
Gamescom did awesome. Apparently, this was the best Gamescom ever, biggest ever. You got TGS coming up here in just a few weeks, couple weeks. That's likely going to be the biggest TGS ever. Everything is back.
Yeah.
Almost everything is back.
I hope that this is just
Yeah,
I want this to be what PAX is
yeah,
from here on out. Like this was the perfect size PAX. It had a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
it had a handful of AAA developers, a shit ton of
You
smaller
don't
stuff.
need a ton, but
Yeah.
the
Like I said,
experience is getting there. Yeah.
Square Enix was there, and oh, this is one thing I forgot to talk about. Jesus Christ, a game that you wouldn't
Our
think
Lord
would
and
be,
Savior. Yeah.
yeah, a game that you wouldn't think is really really good until you put your hands on it, and it's Foam Stars. that Square Enix was showing off.
See, I had heard that before too from the folks that were at Summer Game Fest checking it out.
That game's
Okay,
really good.
interesting.
It's like Square's publishing this little like Splatoon ass game
Uh-huh.
that's like super fun. I didn't expect it to be as fun as
Hmm.
it was. It was like, yeah, that's a great game. I'm looking forward to it now.
Nice.
And they also had the Back to the Future expansion for Power Wash Simulator, which obviously is like that's Square Enix. You know, they just put out a whole bunch of stuff. They got Final Fantasy 16 there, but like their booth was a bunch of independent games that they're publishing. It was really cool.
That's awesome. That's great about the those AAA. They're finally just like, you know what? Let's start focusing on some of the smaller games because we don't need to keep putting our money into these giant games that don't always sell as well as they want them to.
Yeah. So yeah, that was great.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. PAX West, man. I'm excited for it. I will I've circled it on the old calendar for next year. So I'm clear right now. I'm clear for next September. So
yeah, it's always Labor Day weekend, my man.
Always Labor Day weekend. Yeah.
PAX East is a little more fluid in when they choose to make it, but PAX West, always Labor Day weekend.
Which is always like, it's great until you realize, oh crap, I have this happening on Labor Day. The only bad part about PAX West on Labor Day weekend is inevitably some relative of mine will say, let's do our wedding on a long holiday weekend. And that's when you want to flip a table because nobody should be doing their weddings on long weekends. I'm sorry. Yeah. You think it's easier to get everyone together, but people want to relax.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm looking forward to next year. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to next year for PAX East as well, which where we'll be. And I'm looking forward to chatting again later this week because it has been an awesome show. Great rundown, JJ. PAX West, great. And congrats again to all the winners. And check us out at sidequesting.com in the Discord as well, over on Blue Sky and anywhere else that you are. We're probably there.
Yeah.
So check us out.
My business card still had my Twitter handle on it.
Yeah, we got to change it to X or whatever people want to put on there. I might just take those off completely. Who knows? But with that said, you can find us at sidequesting.com in the Discord. Find us individually all over the place. Thank you, JJ. Thank you to all our listeners and viewers. We'll see you on the next episode of JJ. Take it out.
The Side Quest.
Oh, wait, before we go. No, wait. Time out. I have a snack questing.
Wow.
I was in Kroger today, and as I was walking past, I saw the Mario Oreos. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick up some of these Mario Oreos because I know they're getting kind of scarce, and those things are probably gonna be people are gonna be flipping them pretty soon. But right next to the Mario Oreos were things that were kind of like Oreos, but not Oreos. And I figured, you know what? This looks horrible. It was on clearance.
Oh,
so I'm gonna
it's
pick
always
it up.
A good sign.
And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you today's snack questing, and then we'll sign off after I try one. Icy cookies. Pop and fizz of a classic icy. We're big blue raspberry fans in our house. Big blue raspberry fans. And so those are the frozen, the ices, the slushies, whatever you want to call them. That's what we always get. There is a strong scent from cracking that bag open. Like, there's a very strong scent of sugar. There's a sugar rush. All right, let's see what we got here. So you're getting the ASMR of me opening up this. Wow. Oh my God. They look hideous. Ready? Look at this thing. It looks like a Smurf got crushed.
Remember the old board game Grape Escape?
Yeah. All right. Time to try this. Bottoms up, I guess. Let's give it a shot. Okay. First and foremost, this is the actual cookie part is not bad. It is a little bit thinner and a little bit crunchier, which I kind of like. The cream part is the typical white cream that you'll find in these. But it is already staining my fingers, and I'm just holding it. And there is so much tangy flavor. The initial bite, you don't taste it, but it's still lingering in my mouth right now. And I do not like that. I feel like my mouth has been violated by this tangy flavor. It is,
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
yeah, it is not. It is not working out very well for me. But I
Does
bought
it
this
have
thing for
Pop Rocks
$2.
in it? It kind of made it sound like it had Pop Rocks in it when by the
It's pop and
description.
fizz of a classic icy. I don't know what's in it. Flavor creme filled cookies. I like when they say naturally and artificially flavored. It's like, what's natural about them? They also have the cherry ones, by the way. Which, why? Man, it's gonna clear up my sinuses eating this thing. Holy cow! I will not recommend it. But guess what? I'm stuck eating this. My lord. Okay, again.
Yeah, it's true. The icy cereal. Oops,
Nope.
I clicked it at the same
Stop it.
time. Yeah, it has a thing in it that when you ate the cereal, it cooled your mouth, and it was awful. I
horrible.
hated it. Yeah,
I wonder if this is doing the same thing. It just tastes like,
I had that cereal. That cereal tasted like shit, too.
yeah, this kind of isn't that tastes like shit kind of. Oh, yeah. Again, first bite, no problem. Now it's like lingering in the back of my mouth. Oh, I feel bad. Okay, I gotta go cleanse my mouth out with something. Give me soap. Good lord. Okay,
All right,
bad. This
well,
is bad. This
that's
is shit. This is shit. I'm sorry. We'll
yeah.
see y'all in the next episode of
the Side Quest.